Hello everyone, my name is AP the Weird One, and welcome back to episode 2 of Full Metal Panic Invisible Victory. Damage Control. A good name for this episode considering what goes on, and boy oh boy, is it a heavy episode of that. A lot of action, definitely an episode that puts strain on Kamina's mind, and it's a ball buster. There's a lot that goes on. Beginning of the episode, the team at Mithril is over Miral base is trying to assess what's going on. They kind of discover maybe it's a solar wind, but a really intense solar wind, and that the enemy is using this to their full advantage. We do kind of see that Callahan's mask slips a little bit away as Marbunuk tries to tell him, like, I want more of your opinion rather just your basic one. Unfortunately, at that time, missiles come and attack, and it sets off a chain explosion, and that's where we get our intro, which it's okay. I mean, it definitely gives you a preview of what's to come. Although I think the first episode kind of already tells that story, but it's all right. I gotta give credits where it's due with both Agamemnon and also Kurama. Agamemnon just goes full out missiles. We see behemoths come on board. No jokes around. And Kurama, we see him like briefly, but he's in the city hunting down Sosuke and Kamina, basically doing whatever it needs to do to capture her. Does not care about civilians. It's full out war, and we see injuries and everything, and just how Kurama acts is very different from, say, Gates. Although Gates was, I would say, very minimal. He didn't really see too much damage. He was a very footnote. Garland is I would say, is the closest next best, and Garland's more, I would say, flashier sort of shtick. Whereas this guy is no nonsense, and I definitely appreciate that. And by the end of the episode, we see his no nonsense when he has Kyoko, Kamina's friend, basically chained up and everybody at school. So he's definitely someone not to take lightly. He's a threatening threatening foe, even though Sosuke and Kamina have not yet met him. But while there is this good, there is a bit of chunky business. We do get to see that Xebec Studios has some issues. During the car chase scene, and then when you see the Arbalest for the second time, which I'll show, the animation quality is not super good. It's chunky 3D animation. It's not the worst I've seen, but it's definitely rough. It could have been better, but for what I don't know. It's a little rough for me. I don't know if Kyoto's animation would have done a better job, but it doesn't look good. And I guess that's kind of the problem with 3D animation, is it's got its problems. It's not the greatest, and something more like hand-drawn animation. And you notice like right away the difference in quality when they snap to Sosuke in the car and everything, and then outside it's night and day. I would say in terms, we see damage control, like a person gets injured, they can't do anything. It's like, well, we got to leave them. They're on the run. Just how much Kamina's life is worth, and how much suffering will happen because of this. I mean, Leonard did warn that shit was going to go sideways, and they weren't joking. But yeah, we see that the Arbalest, it kind of reminds me of a little bit of Transformer Cybertron, that 3D animation series that I thought was connected to Armada and Energon, but it's different. I think it's set in a different time period. But yeah, the animation, it's not the animation for the Arbalest isn't terrible. They definitely put the work, but yeah, you could tell where they had to cut corners. It looks very 3D model, and like when the Arbalest makes an attack, and when Sosuke kills everything, it kind of reminds me of when Optimus Prime and I think Transformers 4 he's no nonsense. Feels very threatened by everything. Kind of gives off that little bit of vibe, and also just kind of pure raw destruction. I don't know. You definitely get a sense of the danger, how much damage is being caused, and just how much Leonard is causing for Kamina and Sosuke. Like, he's trying to get under the skin. Like, you're forced to kill all these people. You're forced to cause these problems. Very good villain. I even both Kurama and Leonard, just what their methods. This is more so to Kurama, but I think you can definitely tell Leonard. He says that he has no problem with his methods. So, So we get to see it briefly, just in the nick of time. And then we, of course, see we see that there's three behemoths coming. These things with the Lambda drive, they're going on. They do look better than the first versions, but because of the animation quality, it's a lot better. But you can definitely tell it's not as smooth as Kyoto Animations. But we do get, kind of near the end of the episode, we do get to see that Testarossa, Commander, has another excellent moment. Mr. Speck, this blonde guy, is thinking about betraying everybody, like selling Testarossa to the enemy. And when they're discussing, like, they kind of don't do anything until Testarossa comes in and basically pulls a gun from her soldiers and just basically kind of shoots at the ground. I thought she might shoot a little bit closer to the crotch, but just doing one gun shell is enough to get them serious. Like, she's definitely not serious. Like, in her own words, she says, "You think I'd kind of beg for my life, and hopefully on goodwill? No, that's not my style. I'm here to command you to fight. Now, not to fight, but more to survive. She doesn't expect them to die. That's like her main orders. But yeah, just another like good moment. Like, she even predicted that it would happen. And then following this, we got a couple good moments. Like, Speck's like, "I want to marry her," and then Callahan's like, "Well, in terms of training and command, I get first dibs." So, kind of higher ranking officer. So that was a good, funny moment. They had a little bit of laugh, and then when they talk about defeating the behemoth, they look at towards Kurt because he's the only one who's damaged it. You have more excellent moments. It's just near that end, we get a good moment from Tessa, but we also see the mindset. Like, it would make sense for them to betray. They're just hired hands. So, and then we also see the funny moment. So yeah, it was a good moment. And then, of course, at the very end, we see that Kyoko has been kidnapped, and they have to kind of go rescue her. So overall, Damage Control is definitely a fantastic follow-up from episode 1. Very intense. Definitely shows the ferocity of Agumon and even Mr. Kurama. But yeah, the 3D animation, I know where they put their priorities, which has to be the Arbalest. It makes sense. That's a gigantic mecha. There's going to be good fights. You need to have that at top range. So something for a car fight, it makes sense. Could Kyoto of Animation done it better? I'm not sure. I think Kyoto by this time has had its fire there due to the crazy person, I believe, or around the same time. But even the long periods, it's like, regardless of the fact, I don't know if Kyoto could have done it better. Probably. But I think they would definitely have taken the same priority and made sure that the Arbalest and all the other ASs looked spectacular. That's where the money shots are going to be. So you got it. Zebek knew what they were doing. Just I wish maybe the car stations were hand drawn than 3D. But that's just, I would say, kind of minor complaint. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you have a wonderful day. Catch you guys on Wednesday for episode 3. Like, comment, subscribe, and hype if you can.